Colonel Padilla, maybe you can tell us about the year that was in the Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Well, the calendar year 2015 has been a very good year for the Armed Forces of the Philippines. First, we started off the year with the hosting of the visit of the Holy Father in January, and the Armed Forces together with the police was able to successfully support that event. It was a very successful visit, and our countrymen were very proud of that visit. The second one is the year-long hosting for APEC that began November of 2014 and culminated in the summit just last November with the visit of the heads of economies. So that was a very good hosting. We were able to successfully do our part, and again in tandem with the Philippine National Police. That's just a proof that any kind of event, big or small, we are capable of hosting. The other one is our internal security efforts. IPSP Bayanihan has had a good takeoff for CY 2015 and up to this time. We've been on track in our schedule of declaring many of our far-flung conflict-affected areas as peaceful. This is very important for the Filipinos because, you know, maintaining peace inside our country is one of our primordial concern. And under the IPSP Bayanihan, we want to approach our internal security problems from a holistic manner, that is to involve the whole of government. Many of our countrymen in the far-flung sitios of our country are in need of much needed development, and many of those opposing development unfortunately are the very people who are saying that they are for the people. And we have to maintain our forces in these far-flung areas in order to ensure that indeed development will come in and able to trickle down to the small people who are in much need of this development. Another thing is our advocacy for the AFP Transformation Roadmap. The AFP Transformation Roadmap has a twofold part. The first one being the first horizon and the second one being the second horizon. The first horizon involves a capability upgrade and an internal upgrade or development of our human resources, primarily focusing on internal security issues. Once we are able to establish enough capability to ably address all the internal security problems that we have with enough capability that we have begun and are undertaking, as you have seen during the anniversary, we will be able to take off. This is by 2018, 2017, thereabouts, for the second horizon. The second horizon is about strengthening our country against external threats and being able to do a real territorial defense mission in consonance with what is said in the Constitution. So these two things are already on track, and we are very happy that the President, the Commander-in-Chief, understood the concerns of the armed forces. That's why we're very proud to say that even the last three administrations did not compare in the manner by which the current administration has been able to uplift our armed forces. And this, I would like to segue, following the instruction of the President and our desire to have a very peaceful, honest, orderly, and well-attended elections for 2016. We hope that the next administration will take the same kind of advocacy for the armed forces, because we need to get the respect of our neighbors. We need to get the respect of our allies. And the only way we can do that is to show that we are a world-class armed forces.
Okay, so what are the challenges, the biggest challenges that the armed forces faced this year?
Well, the biggest challenges that we could say is the continuous upgrading of our forces in terms of equipment, in terms of capability and all. You know, this is a slow process. We cannot do this overnight. That's why we make an appeal for the succeeding administration that's coming in 2016 to continue with the same kind of effort, the same kind of momentum that this administration has taken. Because after all, it is not the armed forces that is singly benefiting from all these developments and improvements, but it's in fact ultimately our very citizen, each and every Filipino in all parts of our archipelago.
And what would you consider the biggest triumphs?
The biggest triumphs, I would say, is the hosting of the Pope's visit, the APEC visit, and our continuous on-track efforts to secure the peace in many of the areas of our country. Another is our ability to be able to provide much needed and immediate humanitarian assistance and disaster response during times of calamities. You know, calamities because of weather change will be a continuing challenge that we will have to face. And having enough capability not only for the security of our country, is also capability that can be used for humanitarian assistance. This, I can very well say, has been proven time and again with the involvement of your armed forces during disasters.
Okay, maybe you can tell us about the FA-50s, the procurement of the FA-50s after 10 years of not having proper fighter jets. What's next for the Philippine Air Force in their track to regain their footing?
Okay, in terms of highlights by branch of service, the highlight for the Philippine Air Force undeniably is the entry of the supersonic aircraft. And the supersonic aircraft is in the platform we call the FA-50. We very much welcome this. Our pilots are very happy that the decision was made to get this platform. You know, this platform will just be a transition aircraft. Eventually, after we get enough pilots trained and up and running again and prepared for combat, we will be getting new platforms, hopefully with the support of the next administration, that will ably defend our skies as real fighter pilots. The second one that we can say for the Philippine Navy is the continuous arrival of new ships, new helicopters for anti-submarine warfare, new weapon systems for our Marines. Similarly with the Army, the arrival of so many armored vehicles will increase their capability. We're trying to put up a mechanized infantry division, and I guess we're on track because you've seen how many armor assets we've been able to receive from the United States, and we're procuring armor assets as well as new and advanced weapon systems to make our soldiers, to make our sailors, to make our airmen fight better in consonance with what we have as a mandate from the Constitution.
Thank you very much.